Okay guys, welcome back. We are making progress. I'm real excited today. It's a real nice day, very little wind. Just having wonderful luck finishing up painting this loader. This side should be done. Maybe a little touch up here or there depending on what I see when I get it out in the sunshine. I have it up here. Like I said, I was going to put the bucket down just to get the arms up a little bit. We now have the insides of the loader painted. Not too bad. There are some places where I do have a little bit of red on these hydraulic fittings, and that's not a big deal. Once you're done, see, you can do a pretty good, a fair paint job. Let's just say you can do a fair paint job, but it has its issues here or there. But for me, what ties it all together in the end are all the little details that really make it look like it wasn't repainted. Things like cleaning up the overspray. Get a little can of brake clean and a rag, and you can clean that paint right off of those fittings. Taping off the decals or putting new decals on is always a huge plus. Just trying to get every single area you can with the paint. Just for me, it seems to work out in the end. You can tell it's been repainted, obviously, but it's not something that's people are going to look at and say, man, who the heck went to town with a rattle can on that thing. Little things like taping off the serial number plate, so that way you don't get paint on your serial number plate. Everybody, most of the guys out there that I see repaint stuff, the serial number plates are painted over. There's paint on the hydraulic hoses. You can see all the overspray everywhere. So I'm not going to stand here and say it's a wonderful paint job. It's something that nobody's going to be able to tell it was repainted. You're going to see it, but at least like the 685, I'm still debating whether it was repainted or not. It's one of those type of paint jobs that I can't tell. I'm sure it would have had to been repainted at some time, but whoever did it did such a nice job getting nice edges everywhere that I'm still not sure. It could have been, it might not have been. And that's the impression that I'm trying to show with my paint jobs. Has it been repainted or hasn't it? Now this one's a little bit more obvious than the 685, of course, but just all these little things. So this front shield goes in the front. I know when I bought it, I saw it was sticking out. So you can obviously see why. So I'm going to set this on a block and hit it with a sledgehammer until it straightens out. So yeah, we're going to let this dry a little bit and hopefully start moving on to these fenders. I think I am going to come back and touch up some of the black. I haven't figured out. I really have to let this paint dry before I start cleaning off the black. Maybe it was a good thing. And here, being lazy might have worked in my favor. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't clean or give the tractor a bath, because there's a layer of dust on, stuck on layer of dust on all the black. So any of these red droplets that you might get, there's a little bit on the axle, should just wipe right off. So we'll see. And the other thing is, I try not to get too fussy in the middle of the project. I try to keep... Put it this way, I try to keep making progress, and then in the end is usually when I start fussing and start doing all the little touch-up places that I missed. Just trying to make it look as good as possible. But like I said, it's a loader tractor. It's going to get a lot of work in doing loader type work, which is going to get dirty. I'd said in the comments a few times, if I had cattle and was scooping manure, I probably wouldn't have bothered painting this. Probably what I would have done, instead of spraying paint on, I probably would have been spraying diesel fuel and old engine oil just to keep it from corroding. But should turn out all right. I'm not going to say it's going to be wonderful. You're going to be able to tell it was repainted, but hey, it is what it is. I didn't pay much for the tractor. If I were to get this looking half decent and decide to sell it, I could probably triple my money, somewhere in that range. So it's it's not going to be a huge issue for me. So all right, I'm gonna stop talking, get this straightened out. Maybe we'll paint it and keep moving forward. All right, guys, I'm going to make the decision now and say we're done painting the loader for now. Not to say that there won't be some touch-up work. I'm sure there's going to be. When I'm out in the sunlight, I want to try to hit some of the spots where it's a little thin or something like that. But I feel confident in it. I'm pretty well satisfied with it. You can see there's some red there. That's fine. I'm going to paint that black where the pins go in that bracket. That's not a big deal. I'm not going to bother taping it off, and going with the two-tone. It's part of the bucket basically, so we're going to just go over it with black when I take the bucket off. So now we are working on removing the tape for our decals here. You can see I didn't do the case yet. But what a difference. All that time cutting all those out, cutting the tape out so you don't paint over them, it's going to make a world of difference. Like I said, I didn't need to buy decals then, and I'm not even sure if they were available. I'm sure I could get them made, but let's see what it looks like. Let me take the rest of it off. All right, guys, back with you here. We got some of this tape off. You can see the 2200 Case International. You can see the serial number plate. And what a difference it makes not painting over that and taping it off real nice, taking the time to not get any paint on it. I'm real happy with how that turned out. You can see I did the same thing back on the roll bar. You can see the serial number plate. So like I say, some of these details, it really makes a difference. I have a little paint I want to clean off the cylinder. That's all right. We can get that off with some regular gum cutter. But there it is. So we move around to the other side, and this side should be a little bit better than that side. This side I took a lot more time to cut these out and to try to do a good job. So now we got to take the letters off this side, so I'll come back with you. All right, guys, you can see I have all the tape off of these letters. I really got obsessive with this side, making sure they were all cut out right, and basically just wanted to make sure that we got covered what we wanted to, and we didn't spray the letters. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It looks pretty nice. And then we go up to here, 2200, and I also saved the original dealer sticker. So that looks pretty sharp, I think. From real close, you can see a little bit of where I didn't cut quite as good as I could have, but I think it looks good. So I'm going to give you an update here. Let me just step back a little bit. So that's the front half, all the red anyway. Now it basically looks like the tractor was sitting in a open shed with the back end sticking out with all the rust on the back, but we'll get there. We're gonna start the back, start with these fenders probably tomorrow. You can see we got the original dealer stickers. The heads of the screws were painted black. We managed to get this back on and off, and also the side plates there. So they are a little bit shinier than the rest. Maybe I'll paint a little bit more as time goes on. Still debating if I want to do the black. We have to figure that out yet. It's little stuff. I got to get a heavy duty cable tie around that. A little bit of black around the front maybe. And the bucket. So we have to work on the bucket. We'll start that maybe tomorrow. I can take the bucket off, set it outside up on some blocks, wash it off, and get it primed and get a coat of black on it. So I'll just step back. I don't know if the camera, it's so bright in here now I can't tell what I'm filming here. So it's definitely a difference. Looks pretty nice. Just looking at it now, maybe the black could use some touch up yet. So we'll get there, just not right now. I want to finish the red. That exhaust stack definitely looks a lot better with the high temperature paint on it. So I didn't finish the painting the loader valve. We'll have to figure that out. I'll have to do some fancy tape in there or something. This cover comes off, so I can definitely get that painted. We'll just have to figure out how we want to do this. So you can see the hood. So we made some progress today, and it's a good thing because today is absolutely the perfect day to paint. It is 75 degrees, very low humidity, sunny and bright, and it's just hardly any wind, so it made it real nice. Basically, right now I'm as far as I can go with it in this space. I have to get it out and get the tires off and get sanding and get working at these. These fenders are such an eyesore, and I'm not looking forward to painting painting them. The inside, this isn't going to be too bad. And back here, it shouldn't be terrible. I can put the 3-point arms down out of the way and get a sheet up over everything. The real slow part is going to be the deck plate. So we'll work at it. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice again. So, well, it was a part. I managed to fix some of the issues with the wiring at the dash. The fuel gauge and the temperature gauge weren't working when I got the tractor. And here I found a connector that was broke, wire that was broke, wire connector, and I managed to attach it. And now we have, excuse me, now we have both the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge work. So basically now the only thing that doesn't work on the whole tractor is one turn signal. So that's great. I'm happy with that. Once the red is done, once we're done back here, we got everything nice and shiny and looking good. We're going to work on the canopy. I know I have some people waiting for this canopy install. I want to get it painted and get it fitted up there and get it put on. So we'll definitely get to that once we get there. So I just had to put it all back together and get it. I need the loader in a couple of days, so I want to have it back together. So it's not too bad. And if this is as far as I get with it, if something comes up tomorrow or the next day that I can't get to it right away, I made some progress, but I want to finish it. I did not finish the 986, and the reason for that, I started painting it because I thought I had a lot of time. I did the whole front half from the weight bracket to the firewall and had it all looking nice, got it all back together, was getting ready to start the back half, and I had to hook up the baler and bale hay. Ran out of time, and I don't think the paint was even quite dry when I was baling hay with it. So just ran out of time. I don't want to have that happen with this. Luckily, we won't be baling hay with this. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm real happy how these letters turned out, and saved all that money. Didn't need to try to buy decals or anything. So hope you enjoy it. I guess this where I'll end today's video. I did straighten this piece in the front. I can show you here. So it fits on there a lot nicer. So yeah, we might touch up the black. We'll get there. If you'll remember the 560, I had it finished, and then I spent a whole nother week or two at it because I wanted to improve some things. So that might happen with this too as time goes on. So all right, guys, I got to clean up. I have tape and paint and cardboard all over the shop. So we should be done with a lot of this stuff until we start on the back. So thanks for watching, guys. I think it'll work. I don't need to get any more fussy than I already am with it. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so it's a few hours later from that last clip. If you take notice, I did paint the black. In the front there, around the side, underneath, I just got wherever I could. I had everything taped off. You guys missed the whole process. I guess I could have recorded it, but again, it's simple. It's newspaper and tape. And just tape it all off. I took those other side sheets off so they weren't on. Just wrapped paper around everything and did the black. You can see the serial number plate. I didn't paint over it, of course. So looks pretty good. And I also painted this on the loader valve and taped off the original decal. It's a little bit faded, but like I say, I don't think I can find these decals. The loader valve I might just leave. I'm sure for now I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm sure someday I'm going to be fussy and paint it. So, all right, now I should be done with the video. In case anybody's wondering, it doesn't take a big budget or cost a whole lot of money to do this. Your biggest investment is time, preparing everything. I can be plain and honest with you guys. I have $60 in this paint job so far. So $60. That's a... how's that for Pennsylvania Dutch paint job? 60 bucks. And looks like I'm going to have enough paint to finish. I'm going to have to really watch. I think I have 2 cans left of the red. So I have a lot of surface area here to paint. So I might have to order more Case IH red. Or I hate to even say it on camera because somebody will have something wrong with it. I do have some International Harvester red left over that I could do the inside of the fenders brighter red, because they're going to get dirty anyway with mud and debris. It's just they're always dirty. So I could just do the inside fenders with International red and save my 2 cans of Case IH red for the inside that doesn't get so dirty. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to be fussing over this for a while. So yeah, we did the black on the front. So I don't want it to look too nice. It's starting to get too shiny, so I'm going to have to take it out in the mud one of these days. But all right, guys, it's getting late. Sun's going down. Time for some supper, and call it a day. So thanks for watching.